What is good, fam? Back at it with another one. Today, we're about to make some chili. Check this brand new enamel Dutch oven. I have not cooked any meal in it. So our first meal is going to be some chili cheese dogs. Now, we have everything we need right here to throw it down super hard. We got the ground beef, we got the Martin potato rolls, we have the bratwurst. No further ado, let's get into it, folks. Now, the first thing we're going to do is actually chop up all the veggies. I got these already washed up. I'm just going to chop them up, maybe a bit finer, just so we don't have any huge clumps in our chili there. And then we might even chop up some more for garnish, because what's great about green onion, that freshness, but also that little bit of dankness on the onion is great for topping the chili after, especially since the chili is so heavy. Gonna give it that nice contrast. I will be loosely following a recipe, but for the most part, I'll be winging it. Typed in basically easy chili recipe on Google, and that's what I went with. Also, I combined it with some elements of the best chili recipe that I also saw on Google. So kind of taking the best of both worlds and making it my own. Definitely gonna take the seeds out of these jalapenos, because jalapenos be kicking. As far as seasonings, we have onion powder here. Got the cumin, oregano, of course, garlic powder, chili powder. I could not find a good chili powder that was organic or whatever, so I just got the Great Value. Don't judge me. Some smoked paprika. It's gonna give that nice smoky sweet hint to it. Some good old salt, of course. Black pepper, cinnamon, secret weapon, don't tell nobody, and some cayenne pepper as well. I'm gonna put a little bit of Lawry's in there as well, because Lawry's, I don't know, it's just good with ground beef. But I'm gonna chop up these jalapenos pretty fine. And we're gonna chop up 2 whole onions, some for garnish, some to cook in the pot. All right, now that we got our veg good and chopped up, we're gonna go ahead and saute into the pan first. Before we put the beef in, we want the veggies to release some of their natural oils, just so it can infuse into that beef correctly. Veg going down in the Mueller now. Just put everything in there together. Don't stress it too much. This is chili, and the beauty about chili is it's a one-pot meal, and it just cooks nicely together. Sauteed vegetables smell so bomb. Enhance that veggie flavor. Okay, now we're gonna start with the fun part here, and that's throwing our ground beef in. You don't wanna overcook the veggies in the beginning, because it is gonna be sitting on the fire for a little bit, so they are gonna soften up and they're gonna break down naturally. So you wanna get some of that raw flavor in there. You wanna keep your fire on medium high. Nothing should be too intense here. It's a slow cooking process, and also this beef is pretty lean on top of that, so we wanna make sure we get all the essence that we can and not overdo anything. Now that we have the initial breakdown phase complete, we can go a bit more hardcore on the seasoning. Want to make sure we get a good coverage on that chili powder. That's the main flavor we're going to have in this dish. And everything else is pretty much just going to assist that chili powder, because a lot of these ingredients like paprika are already components in chili powder. And prioritize, oh, good thing that was onion powder. Prioritize the other seasonings before you should put salt in it, because obviously we want to watch our salt intake as much as possible, or maybe not. But I don't like over salted dishes personally. So make sure you lead every other seasoning first, and then you can really put that salt in after. Also, cumin is very essential to a good chili. I personally tend to not go too heavy on the garlic, because it'd be tearing my stomach up sometimes. But yeah, definitely probably put more garlic. Some people even put raw garlic cloves in their chili. Yes, I'm putting cinnamon. Cinnamon just helps with the ground beef flavor, in my opinion. Don't tell nobody, you heard it here first though. Got the black pepper. This pepper specifically is so strong, I have no idea why. Got the cayenne pepper. And last but not least, some good old oregano. And that's all she wrote. Gonna cook this down a little bit, turn our fire down a bit. Also, you don't want to overcook the beef here, because again, if you overcook it in this process, it's gonna be chewy by the time it's done, especially since this is lean ground beef. So I turn down the fire. The beans, you want to make sure that you wash them off, because you don't want all the extra starch in there. Some dishes you want to keep the starch on, but for chili in particular, you don't want it. It just muddies up the dish. We're gonna wash it thoroughly and make sure we get all those extras off. Throw our beans in with that beef so it can absorb some of that beef flavor as well as onion flavors in there. Now I'm doing 1 can of trio beans and 1 can of dark red kidney beans. Not for any particular reason, I just use what's in my cabinet. I'm not very particular with my beans. I just taste beans. Some people use black beans, some people use pinto. It's really up to you. Mix that up. Beef broth. That's the color we're looking for before you throw our tomato in there. You want it to be a bit brown with the seasoning. Now don't over salt it. Here we're gonna put some tomato sauce. Then we're gonna put some stewed tomatoes in there as well. Both roughly 30 ounces, so 60 ounces of tomato juice. Make sure you get every last bit. You paid for it. And really, this is where the waiting phase comes in, because once we get this stirred up, we're just going to set it and forget it for about an hour and come back when it's nice and incorporated. Everything is nice and coagulated and melted down together. It's going to be a good time, people. I personally like to season every stage of the cooking process, just so I make sure you're getting those layers of flavor. And this is optional, but I also put a little bit of brown sugar. This is about 45 minutes into simmering, and here we are. I was alarmed at first. I thought it was going to be a bit thin, so what I ended up doing, I took some of the bigger chunks of the stewed tomatoes and threw them in a blender, and then put the puree inside of the chili. Just helped thicken up a bit, and I think that definitely saved me. I think once it cools down, it's actually going to be the perfect consistency, because I put a whole container, I put a whole carton of beef broth in there, so I guess to water it down a bit. But now that I let it reduce with the top off, Most of the time I let it reduce with the top off just so that water can escape. It's looking about right because we're gonna want it to sit for a little bit as well before we eat it. And when it sits, that's when all the flavors are gonna melt together. And let's give it one more go ahead. Ignore the drips. Just marvel at the beauty of that broth. Cheers. Ooh, it's velvety. Very velvety, very smooth. It's very layered. That's why I like to layer the seasoning because it hits different on your tongue. Really good. Now what we can start doing is preparing some of our side dishes. Now we can start to make some of our side dishes now that the chili is almost done. And I recently discovered that these are the best frozen fries. People do not sleep. I'm not sure what they taste like in a restaurant, but if they taste as good frozen, I can only imagine they taste so good in the restaurant. I can't do too many seeing as it's 4 a.m., but we're gonna do a proper amount. Now that's why I've been going to bed at 4 a.m. for the past 3 months. I guess I have insomnia. Now we are getting close to completion here, folks. So what we're gonna do now, shred our cheese up. We already have our green onion and onion pre-chopped, so that's ready to go. We've also already washed our dishes, so there will be no excessive mess after. And that's a blessing in itself, because man, I think that should be good. We're gonna do our final heat up on the chili here, and then after we cool this down on this last heat up, again, you wanna raise and lower the temperature up and down throughout the process. This is just me personally, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it helps to develop the flavor a little bit more. But after this goes down for this last 5-minute boil, I'm gonna turn off the heat completely and move it to a different burner. And then it could sit and chill for a little bit. We're nearing the phase of actually putting the hot dogs down. 4 a.m. chili cheese bratwurst with french fries. Couldn't think of a better midnight meal. I don't know why people do this, but they usually slit it. I like it because of aesthetic, so I'm gonna do that right now. Now here's the final product of the chili. Still a bit more watery than I would like, but I'm not gonna lie, that flavor is really good. By the time tomorrow comes, it'll definitely be the proper thickness, so I'm not worried about it. Now it's gonna be a little bit watery. But man, I'm not gonna lie, people, that flavor is really good. I'm surprised. Let's get one more sneaky little scoop here. That chili powder is so deep, and the flavor hits in layers. Like first, it's like very subtle. You get like a buttery note, and then you just get hit with those spices, and then it cools off. Man, super fire. Our dogs are going down. Oh, we're so close, people. We're so close. All right, we can now start to build our hot dog. Toasted my bun a little bit. This onion is from cleaning the cast iron. Don't be freaked out. Toasted my bun a little bit in some butter. Martin potato rolls to be specific. And I get the hype on the potato rolls now. They are pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Saw a bunch of people on YouTube, specifically King Shrats, talking about Martin potato rolls, so shout out to King Shrats. Solid recommendation. We got those mailed up real quick. Now we're gonna do one regular and one chili cheese. A bit watery, so this should be interesting. Let's pour it on. I don't know if we're gonna be able to pick that up, but we're gonna make it happen. Put that cheese on it like so. It goes down, my friend, it goes down. A little bit of onion on top. Now for our other dog, we're gonna go a bit more classic German. We're gonna put some go a bit more classic German on this other dog here. We're gonna put some sauerkraut. Let's go probiotics too, don't sleep. Like so. It is a bratwurst, people. Stone ground mustard, like so. And there we go, our dogs are done. Capillaries on our fries here. Here goes the proper bowl. In the metal bowl to retain that good heat. It's 4 a.m. and I'm eating this, it's crazy. Ooh, hot and fresh. Came out really good. I'm actually excited to eat this, I'm not gonna lie. The rest of our cheese on top there, not too much. A little bit of green onion, and a little bit of standard onion. And that's all she wrote, folks. Is everything nice and done? Let's go ahead and sit down and eat. We have our chili cheese dog with our German bratwurst. Then we have our bowl of chili. We're blessed up and we're ready to eat, folks. Finally, it's 4 a.m. Let's smash on some chili. Now, as you see, there's still a very piping hot chili. We got the green onions, we got pinto beans, black beans, chili beans. It's a good times, folks, but with no further ado, let's give it a shot. Cheers. That's it. If I'm going to critique myself, it's a bit more watery than it should be. That being said, what lacks in consistency does not lack in flavor because that flavor is fully there. I usually tend to underseason my food, but this time I did not hold back. And man, it tastes really good. Piping hot, by the way. And also, you always want to make sure you have some sort of fresh veggie on top too, because that freshness really helps to contrast the fat and the richness of the chili itself. Really good time, folks. That's gas. Even with the lean beef, it's still really good. If I had a fattier beef, I can only imagine how much more velvety it would be. And to be honest with you, again, there was like a golden point when it was cooking, where the sauce was like super velvety. I should have stopped there, but I continued to cook it more. That was that last little burst of high heat. I shouldn't have done that because it definitely diminished some of the flavor, but that being said, again, it's still really good. Follow your intuition, folks. So easy to make too, anyone can make that. Literally just threw a bunch of ingredients in a pot, and 1 hour later we had delicious chili. So you can make this too, folks. And if you want to see the recipe that I use, just type in simple chili recipe on Google, and that's what popped up, and that's what I used. Considering it is a bit more watery than I would like, that being said, the flavor is still really good. I'm gonna go ahead and give that an 8.7 out of 10. Still really good. One of the better chilies I've had. I'm not even tooting my own horn here. It's just really good. Fire. Now, I've been cooking since I was 9, so I pretty much, whenever I think of something, and honestly, you can do this too. It's pretty basic. Many dishes are not that hard. You just have to do it. But whenever I think of something, I just kind of compile all these different lessons and learnings I've had from back in the past. And honestly, I think a very large part of this was the fact that I used to watch Food Network growing up. So the techniques and like all this terminology and the flavors and the way I do things just kind of melted into my brain, because Food Network was popping back in the day, like early 2000s. Food Network was it. Rest in peace to OG Food Network. But let's stop yapping and give the chili cheese dog a shot. Actually able to pick it up, surprisingly. It is dripping though. Look at that. Now it's got the chili, the cheese, as well as some onions on top. And we have our bratwurst in the middle, chicken bratwurst. Cheers. Held together surprisingly. Those Nathan fries in there. Fries could have gone a little longer. I'll rest that for sure. Still good though. The Mines potato rolls with that white Vermont cheddar on there. Ooh, something special. I don't have anything to say. Now here we have the Nathan's. Look at that. Have you ever seen a frozen fry cook so perfectly? It's amazing. Here we have a rogue cookout sauce. Now cookout sauce can be compared to like a Péronaise. I'm gonna try one of these Nathan fries in this random cookout sauce we have here. Cheers, folks. And if no one's ever had cookout before, it's a restaurant popular in the Southeast. It is basically like barbecue, outdoor barbecue style cooking at a fast food joint. Pretty good, honestly. Honestly, I'm not even that much of a fan of the cookout sauce, but I still eat it. Don't ask me why. In the midst of all that chaos, I'm making that chili. I also made a green drink here. Now, what's in here is actually kale. Got some frozen bananas, frozen strawberries, some collagen powder, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of turmeric, a little salt, and a little bit of pepper, and also some homemade yogurt that I made earlier this week. Cheers. Very good. Solid green juice there. A lot of banana and a lot of yogurt flavor. Homemade yogurt is so fire. I got a yogurt maker recently, and I've been using that off of TikTok. Same place I got that pop. Actually, I got that pop from TikTok as well. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description if you want to get one for yourself. Not my best smoothie. I usually like to go a bit more berry heavy on my smoothie, but it's still pretty good. 7.8 on the smoothie. Let's try the OG German bratwurst with the sauerkraut as well as the stone ground mustard. Cheers. That's very tangy. Not my favorite flavor combination, if I'm being honest here, but still very edible. My tongue is definitely missing the flavor from the chili there. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a bite with chili. It's actually already thickening up. I can see it right here. It's gonna be really good tomorrow. Plus, after you wait a day, those flavors can really settle in and really develop. Certified banger. Definitely worth the 4 a.m. randomness. Keep God in the corner. Stay blessed. Really solid meal here. Definitely looking forward to eating that tomorrow because there's definitely enough for like 3 people. Now, if I were to rate this meal on a scale of 1 to 10, let's get to a solid 8.4. I'm not that much of a hot dog person, so I'll probably just end up eating the chili by itself. Nevertheless, though, very satisfying. I have no complaints. That's just me being critical. I'm going to be critical of all these other restaurants, and I have to be critical of myself too, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get this 8.6 out of 10. I think I was a bit harsh on myself. Now, for everyone who's watched the video to this point, shout out to you. Shout out to Jesus Christ. We out here. Let me know what I should cook next. Let me know what I should eat next. Because we out here trying every single food item we could possibly fathom. But till next one, folks, we're out of here. Good to see you. Peace.